Welcome to the TCAT 10-minute take. It is I, your host, Shrey L. Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don Legend Chambers. And we
Yes.
are talking today about the other man, the myth, the legend. That is
Yes.
Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong, depending on whose team you're on.
Awesome. Awesome.
Premiering on HBO Max and in theaters because we are slowly rolling theaters back out.
Nice.
But we are going to talk about how we felt about it. And I'm sure we both have thoughts.
Yes.
But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell to get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. And as always, Mr. Chambers will go first.
Let's do this.
Yep.
Boom. Kong versus Godzilla. Here's the only thing you need to know. You don't need to know anything about the humans. I'm not even going to talk about what humans are in this movie because it doesn't matter. As in all of these movies, whether it was Godzilla, the Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the weakest part is the humans. Now, I'm going to give two small exceptions. In the first Godzilla, I thought the perspective from the humans that we had was really cool and unique because we usually don't get monster movies that take it from the human perspective to sort of show how small we are in a battle of massive, huge monsters. Now, obviously, my main problem and everybody's main problem with that movie was how barely they showed any of Godzilla, and it's a Godzilla movie. I'll say the other one was in the Kong Skull Island. I kind of enjoyed the Sam Jackson maniac character. He was definitely over the top, and I kind of dug that. Even though, again, the star of that movie was Kong and all the monsters he fought there. So for this movie as well, we're here for one thing and one thing only: Godzilla, Kong, destroy some buildings, get it on. Let's see them fight. And fight they do. So I was very pleased in seeing that. We got some knockdown fights. I mean, they went at it. We got a spoiler alert. We got a surprise visit from Mechagodzilla. I didn't think they were going to pull that one out. I thought maybe they might throw that in another movie to, help with the sequel, but I'm not angry. Mechagodzilla, very freaking cool. It was awesome. So if you came just for that, you got your full. You got your fill. I think it is more than satisfying, more than cool. If I had to nitpick, the nitpicky thing I would say in terms of the monster fights is I think we lost in the way it was shot some of the scale of these guys and how big and huge they are. Like, to go back to the Godzilla movie, the way they shot it, because again, they were shooting it from the human perspective, you got a scale and the hugeness of Godzilla and these monsters. I mean, these suckers are massive. And the way they shot this, at certain points when you see them smashing buildings or running through the city, it almost felt a little miniature. Like you kind of just lost how big and heavy these guys are. Mm-hmm. And then the only other thing, as a nitpick, is with this movie is the movie itself as a whole is stupid. Like
you took my line.
I'm sorry, because the human part of it is the dumbest thing in the world. It makes no sense. It's stupid. The monster fighting, top notch, great, awesome.
Where would you put it on our scale?
On our scale, it's absolutely, an opening night ticket. I'm sitting there with my popcorn and my soda. I'm watching. God, if it was on IMAX, I would have loved it. I'm watching it. If I had to give it a number, probably a 7, because again, the human story is stupid. Monster fighting is awesome. And that's really what we were there for.
Yeah, I agree. This movie was super dumb.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
But it was fun. It was fine. You're watching Godzilla versus King Kong. You're not going to go see, an Oscar winning, although it might win for some technical stuff, some sound design stuff. It was very strange when they were in Hong Kong. I don't know if Hong Kong looks that much like an arcade at night, but you're definitely right about the scale of it
Mm-hmm.
being lost a little bit. And I don't know if that was intentional, like if it was sort of giving us a throwback to the old Godzilla
Right.
versus Kong, where it's the dudes in the suits.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wanted to, in a few shots, you could see they were paying homage to that. Like when Kong shoves his axe handle down Godzilla's
His throat,
throat, and
yeah.
like that one in the old movie where he
Had
does
the
it with
tree.
the tree.
Yeah.
And like they took that where he would like strip the trees and use them as lances. And then we're gonna give a little bit of spoilers, but the plot around Kong was just maybe dumb. I don't know. It seemed kind of dumb because like he goes to home. It's all based on this whole trilogy. Are there 4 of these? How many of these are there? I don't know. It's based on the Hollow Earth kind of theory, and we finally get the proof of that exists. And there's like a whole Kong village, Kong land, Kong kingdom.
So, sort of.
And who built that? Did the Kongs build that? Because Kong has given us no indication that he can do complex metalworking and stone craftery. What is actually happening here? Were there giant people down there too?
I know.
Were little tiny people that were working as slaves to build the Kong kingdom? Or were the older Kongs just super smart? I mean, clearly Kong knew how to use that thing, but would he have had the capacity to build such a thing? But then I'm, nitpicking because I can't build a laser axe, but I could damn sure use one.
It's true.
At the end of the day, it doesn't much matter.
It's true.
So, but it's really dumb.
Oh,
but
man.
It's cool. It looks cool. It sounds cool. We watched it on the projector that I invested in when the pandemic first started, and I would definitely say this is worth seeing on a big screen of some kind. I don't know if I would spend that kind of cheddar cheese. I mean, here's the thing. We're at the tail end, hopefully of this pandemic situation, and people are trying to get back to the theater. And if you are going to go and spend the time and the risk of being in the theater, then you better do it right. It's kind of like a balancing issue where I'm not going to go to the theater unless it's an IMAX theater for a specific movie like Dune.
Right.
And it better be good or I'm going to be really mad. Otherwise I'm just going to stay home and watch it at home. It's 100% worth HBO Max.
Yes.
It's definitely worth seeing in a theater if that's the route you want to take. It's the scale is, and the spectacle of the monsters fighting, the reasons for them fighting. It was just a tragic misunderstanding, I guess, of colossal proportion.
Yeah,
My favorite meme of the day was somebody took the shots of it and they were like, Kong was like, "Save Martha." And Godzilla was like, "Why did you say that name?" It was literally that. It
basically
that
was. Yeah.
But Kong Godzilla, and it was a colossal misunderstanding. And then they became friends and worked together like the Justice League.
Basically, they were bros.
Like the people were 100% disposable, expendable. They were fine. They were fine. Like the performances were fine. It was just I didn't need that. It was a way to, especially like they had Kong communicate. Like it was a way to sort of push the story along and info dump and tell us what's happening because the monsters aren't talking, and so that was all they were there for, was a way to kind of info dump a little bit of backstory information. Hey, speculation that just happens to be correct, and that's fine. It's fine. I do agree that some of the human stuff in the previous movies were better and more compelling, especially Kong Skull Island.
A couple
Even
things,
John C. Reilly, like that the people stuff in that movie was much more important.
Yeah.
Then it's like this movie could cut out all the people's stuff and still be
Easy.
a coherent movie easily.
Easy.
You could follow along with no dialogue and just smashy smash. And then the reasons behind the smashy smash, and then why they become friends in the end.
And you know what? And I have to be honest, because now that you mentioned that idea, I think it'd be absolutely fascinating if it was a movie with just the monsters, and you sort of realize, they're not mindless behemoths, and they were able to tell a story from the monsters' actions, or even
a movie I'd pay to see.
And you can
if
see
we
them,
got it from
the
Kong's
monster's perspective, and you can see them like learn or grasp what's going on. I think that'd have been fascinating.
I would be here for that. And then have very little to no dialogue, because that's not how they communicate. Tom and Jerry is a thing. It's not like, although Tom and Jerry as a brand new movie, I don't know who asked for that, but just in theory,
true.
Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner is a thing that we follow, no problem. So it would be interesting to see a movie like Kong versus Godzilla from the monster point of view, totally. And like seeing the people through their eyes as these little insignificant ant things, and getting their motivation and stuff from the inside. That would be super interesting, and I'd be here for that. Warner Brothers, you get that one for free.
You only get one. You're going to pay for the next great idea, and we have a ton of them. One. So hopefully, I've been reading that there's supposed to be a sequel, because they're really impressed with the box office numbers, considering our condition, that it has pulled in some numbers overseas, and it's actually pulled in some decent numbers even here, considering like no theater at this point can have full capacity, and it made good numbers, and HBO had I don't even know how many, streams of it. So there is interest. People like it. People are definitely talking about it. So hopefully it's something they consider. I personally don't know what the next story would be. Even going to pull back old Godzilla movies. The only other thing I remember was when Godzilla had a son, and that was a terrible, old Godzilla movie. But we watched it as kids because it was interesting. Now, please, Warner Brothers, don't go that route. Doesn't make any sense. But I'm more than fascinated to find out where they take it for the next one. Maybe they decide another team up to fight some of these other monsters, which I think would be kind of cool. Who knows?
I'd be down if they just start bringing in all the kaiju and then make them form a Justice League and just do a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Why not? We can have a Gamera, and then Gamera is also a protector of people, and then maybe
just like Mothra is.
Mothra is, and then maybe we can just have them be the Justice League, and people are totally not really involved.
Oh, I would totally watch that. That'd be awesome. So hopefully that's a thing. But what's definitely a thing, keep watching our 10-minute takes, and you must subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for when we have new ones coming out. So please subscribe. Please do the notifications. Also, don't forget, if you go to tcadnetwork.com, if you bookmark that webpage, you'll be notified of all the 10-minute takes that comes out, as well as any podcast episodes, as well as all the episodes of the Reading and Good Morning Antioch. Definitely check out Good Morning Antioch. This season's coming to a close. You're going to want to stick around for this. Trust me. And if you missed any, just go to the earlier episodes. They're all there. All the links are there for you. tcadnetwork.com. So don't forget. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Be notified. Till our next time. Team Godzilla.
Gong all the way, baby.